Okay, another quick tip. One other good thing before we make our little adventure, I like to make sure that GPS is working properly. You know, that I'm getting enough satellites to kind of like do what I want to do safely and know that, you know, I mean, I can set it to a minimum of 5 satellites and lock 5 satellites and take off and expect it to all go the correct way, but that's not always how it goes. As a matter of fact, a lot of times at only 5 satellites, it seems as if the quad has sort of a tendency to drift a lot. Doesn't really want to come back home the correct way. So generally I'll take off at 5 satellites and I'll just fly an actual just a small LiPo pack for like 6 or 7 minutes, and then you know, get 10 or 12 good satellites that I know is going to lock, because as soon as I come and land, then we can slap on our long range pack and know that when we connect it that we're going to get those 10 satellites fairly quick, within a minute or two, because once you already have satellites locked, usually it seems like it seems to link to satellites within 4 hours faster after you've flown one pack. So it's always kind of good to just fly for a couple of minutes, make sure everything's good, get the satellites locked, get a good home position, then check your GPS rescue and make sure it's actually going to come back towards you home and everything's working properly. I'm going to do that off camera, and then after I do that, we shall put the big pack on and see if we can send it out pretty far this time, and maybe get that 4.5 to 5 miles out, maybe even do a 10-mile round trip. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Okay, so off camera we flew for about 6 minutes. We were able to get 15 satellites today. I don't know how. I've never held 15 satellites. I've held like 12 to 13 at most. 15 satellites today. GPS rescue works awesome. It brought me back a half mile back all the way to the house, and flew and went up over the house, and well, I just took back over. But that being said, everything's working as it should. We're gonna go ahead and swap out to a bigger battery, and like I said, the footage for the actual flight's not gonna be perfect. There is an imbalance in one of these propellers. I don't know which one it is, but it's making it really wobbly. All right, we're recording. So here we go. Let's see what happens. Take it out of angle mode, and here we go. Fairly heavy. Really heavy. Let's go ahead and start building our altitude, get ready for the trip. Out. And we're going to be looking just at the edge of this chicken house. Let's go ahead and make sure that I'm angling in the right position, and we are. All right, here we go. 400 foot altitude, 500 foot altitude, 600, 700 foot altitude, 3,000 feet away. We're gonna go ahead and keep climbing altitude, watching our milliamps. We've got 20 satellites, and we are cruising at 60 miles per hour. We're eating the battery up pretty fast, actually. Get up there to the 1,100 foot range. We are 1 mile away. And there is the water tower in the distance. We're 1,300 foot altitude now. 500 milliamps used. 1.3 miles away. 21 satellites. Goodness gracious, this is... I've never seen this many satellites on this system. It's unreal. We're also on 1 watt on the TBS Tango 2. 1 watt. For 1,000 milliwatts. Okay, we're dropping channel a little bit. Okay, there we go. Nope, we're good. 1,500 foot altitude. We're gonna stay steady at 1,500, lower the throttle. Try not to eat. We're flying at 73 miles an hour, actually. Angle my head. 50 megabytes. It was dropping down to 37. I have to sort of hold this angle. 2.2 miles, 2.8, 1,600 foot altitude. I can look around and see if I can get some more megabytes. We're dropping to 36 pretty quickly. 34, 50. So I'm gonna hold my head right there. We're at 2.66 miles. 1,600 foot altitude. 1,123 milliamps. We're gonna crank her back just a little bit. We're using a ton of milliamps and we've got plenty of height. We're at 3 miles. We are dropping signal. Right there. Now we're back up to 42 megabytes per second. 3.42 miles. $33 megabytes, 29, 36, 37, 21, 27, 18. All right, we're good at 16 megabytes per second, 18, 4, 19, 29, 42 megabytes per second. 4 miles right here. Now where megabytes is looking pretty rough. We're gonna transition back around. There's Fairview High School. 50 megabytes, it just went up. We're gonna turn around and come back. 41 megabytes. 38 mile per hour. Now we're in the wind. 1,600. We gotta gain some altitude. We're at 35 mile an hour. $13 megabytes, 17 megabytes, 15 megabytes, 12 megabytes. Where am I looking? .7 volts. We need to gain some altitude. .28 miles coming back, 2,200 milliamps used, 24.2 megabytes. .8 miles out, 3.7, 3.6 miles. Traveling at 39 mile an hour, 18.1 megabytes. I think we're gonna have to use a different set of patch antennas, because I'm dropping video signal on my patches pretty fast. Now that I look at it, I'm a little confused as to where the hell I'm at. That's probably not a good thing. We're at 19 volts.
Where are we? I'm confused. Let's do a little bit of turn around. There's 69 highway, yeah. We're close to home. Look like we're coming in a back way of somehow. Kind of confused as to how I went out and everything. Okay, I see where we're supposed to be. We're only 423. We're gonna have to gain some altitude. We're only at 18.6 volts. So we're gonna make it back pretty well. We're at 9 minutes flight time. Now we see home. 18.4, 18.5 volts. We're still holding voltage. We can drop these down to around 17 to 16 maybe, but we're good now. We did make it 4 miles out, 4 miles back. Actually, we probably went more than 4 miles round trip because we ended up turning a little bit too much, but video signal was dropping really badly. You can get really confused really quick doing this too if you're not really sure what you're doing. You can get turned around, everything starts looking the same. It's a good thing you have GPS, that's for sure. Let's slow down a little bit. And we're home.